Hello all, Havoc here. Let's get ready to play some Space Engineers. Okay, so here we are inside the Kestrel. It is coming along fantastic. So we left off, we got this door installed and I was ripping out the internal walls. So I got pretty much everything done internally. So here it is. All that's open for a reason. I'll show you guys why here in a second. So new feature they added is particle effects to the game. So this isn't completed, so it has these particle effects to show that it's damaged. Pretty cool feature. So let's start at the front of the ship. The front of the ship, I took out, there was a plate here. I took that out. I fixed the window that we originally had knocked out to get into the ship. Whoa. So, let's see. I went back and looked, and we're talking episode 35 is when we first grabbed the ship. About 13 minutes in on the video, I cut through that window right there and grabbed the seat. So, when we did that, this thing weighed a whopping 2.23 million. That was beast of a ship that it is. And we have since turned around and let's see what I have done on the outside. Get a wrong right side up, whichever way you want to look at it. So this right here is the wrong color. That's what that is. That is the wrong color. So we're gonna go over here. All right. So what I've done is I've moved the hull. I've taken out the small thrusters that were on here and replaced them with these other thrusters. If they're going to be underpowered, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to adjust thrusters accordingly once the ship is fully operational. Whoa, come on, Havoc. Alright, so I've moved this wall. It stopped right here where that second row of thrusters were, and it had sloped down to that level. I moved that wall all the way back to here. I've done that part. I've also did the same thing on the top. I increased the depth of the top a little bit, and I also made it much wider. It's like 3 blocks wider where these nacelles are than where it used to be. They were small pockets. In the last episode I cut in to show you guys these pockets that were kind of tucked in behind the walls. So now what I've done is I've extended this top section here out to encapsulate that small little pocket that was on the inside. That allowed me to increase the internal capacity by a lot, quite a bit actually, enough to allow me to put these reactors in on the sides. So you can see here this reactor is sitting here incomplete because it needs a whopping like 4,209 reactor components. Oh, yeah. I cut his landing gear off. I really needed some welding help. Even with the Scorpion's welding help, this took me about 5 hours to complete. So, because there's a lot of reworking. I put the refineries down about, I don't know, 6 times, I think. Yeah, I put the refineries down a bunch of times. They were back here, they were up on the ceiling, they were all kinds of places. So now we have a large slim container here, another one on the same side. So this is basically mirrored. Everything across the center line of the ship is mirrored over to there. So we have a large reactor, this behemoth. It comes up over and in. I'm going to put glass down across all of that, just how I have here. This is all glass plating. So it pipes, the assembler is piped into the refinery, and the refinery is piped in down there. So got gravity on the ship, so let's use it. So we have 2 refineries, 2 assemblers, 2 reactors. Actually, we have 4 reactors. We have 2 up front. Those are going to be emergency reactors. They're both turned off. Well, that one's not even running. So let's go down below. So down below, instead of using a 90 here, I put a conveyor so we can branch out because there's lots of room down here. If we need more storage or assemblers or blast furnaces or anything like that, that could all fit down here if we need it. So there are 4 more slim containers down here, and they're all linked together like so. Back up again to the other side. So now right here I put a conveyor. So up here is where I'm going to have my drone manufacturing process right here. So I'm going to have a tube come up, and right where the tube comes up, we're going to have 2 welders and a small little, do something like this here. New small ship. Well, I have one of these right here, just kind of like how we did in the space station. We're going to have a projector block sitting on this, and then welders on each side to make our drones. So once the drone's done, we'll be able to pilot right out that door or dock it wherever we need to. So that's pretty much where we're at right now in here. Up here, there used to be some grating. There was 3 panels of vented grate. Taken those out, replaced all that with glass. Put some side windows here as well. I'm going to put auxiliary cockpit up here. And, you know, just overall, just make this look like an observation deck. I'm going to put, there's a, I saw it yesterday. No, really, I saw exactly what I wanted to use yesterday. I should have put it on my toolbar is what I should have done. I think it was... Yes, here it is, railing only. So take something like this. Put those along here. So yeah, it'd be like that. So you can look over the edge and not fall off. So do something like that. Obviously, might look for something else online into the Steam Workshop, not sure. So that's that. These sides here, we had those entrances that were kind of oddly shaped. They were cool for defensive purposes, but I think this is a little bit more fitting. So we have these, the medical room, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm probably going to move it up and put it in this spot right here. The beacon used to be standing up right here. It's now been moved to here. And down below is a gravity generator, so we don't have to trip on that anymore. And I'm going to have a sheet of glass covering that up as well. And I'm going to swap these bulkheads out for some of the other cooler interior ones that I've downloaded lately. So we'll have these cooler ones taking place of these. These are all engines. I'm going to replace those. And these are our new placements for our gyroscopes. I need one more actually. Oops. Okay, let me throw that down there real quick. Okay, so got a gyroscope. All our gyroscopes are in place there, and so yeah, more thrusters. Ooh, didn't think I made that jump. So originally, I had told you that this thing weighed 2.23 million. With all the changes, interior plates weigh less than exterior plates. With all the changes, modifications, making it wider and everything else, the ship now weighs in at 1.94 in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. You can see that right there on my shoulder. The ship is very nimble. It definitely, with cutting out all those gyros, there was something like 30 something gyros on the ship. We're down to 14. So there's still more tucked away under walls and stuff somewhere that I haven't gotten to because That's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 10 right here. So there's still 4 more gyros underneath walls and stuff somewhere that I am unaware of where they are. So yeah, I still got to replace the front armor. That hasn't been done yet. I'm not quite sure I'm going to. I think basically what I'm going to do is this ship is going to be parked outside the possibility of getting hurt. I was going to replace this deck with heavy armor, but then I realized I'm going to be using drones with these really light thrusters, so there won't be a need for heavy armor plating. So the shuttles are going to be able to easily dock up on the surface now. There's plenty of room. I thought about placing them both right here, but it'll probably end up happening on this back deck right here. And then once that takes place, I'll put a hatch right here in the middle. One of the cooler access hatches that we have. One of these. Okay. One of these guys right here. That's actually the correct way, because on the other side it says caution pressurized, or yeah. So airlock saying go that direction is the correct way to do it. So yeah, this ship is totally nimble now. Really liking how it handles. Let's get the Scorpion out of there, because he's pretty much done in there. Everything else can be done either from the outside or by hand. Wait, can you weld that door up? No. He is pretty much out of supplies, the Scorpion. I tagged that reactor and it pretty much sapped everything he had for supplies. So this is literally the snuggest fit that you could ask for. So last time how I got him in, I get my mouse in a nice stable position so it doesn't freak out on me right in the middle of doing this, is I got him right to the door, made sure he fits left to right, and he does. Turned my inertial dampeners on and gave it a couple taps and let it float. And we're clear. Alright. So, all ships must be smaller than the Scorpion in order to ride this. So yeah, that's a pretty snug fit. I'd like to see a door maybe 1 or 2 bigger. So yeah, that's fine now. It is what it is. So the Kestrel is really coming along. Now we got the Scorpion out of there, I can show you she's pretty nimble. I'm really liking how it turned out. Gotta cut that landing gear off the nose of it too. I'm gonna put a docking collar for us to go and land on and get on and off the ship, which will be at the back because that's where the entrance is as well. I took out all other entrance. I thought that was appropriate as this is going to be an attack vessel. Only 1 point of entry, so I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. So I'm just rolling right now. That's pretty agile for the size of this ship. You have to remember, like I said, we went from something like 20 or 30 gyros to 14. So there's some pitch. It's pretty responsive. So I'm going to pull up and I'm going to let go, stopping now. So it stops really quick. So forward thrust for a ship this size, again, this thing is pretty agile. With only that one big reactor online, we are doing a lot of turning and using very little power. So once that second reactor comes online, this thing is, it's gonna be impressive. So this was really gonna get us out there and get us moving around. Yeah, I'm really happy with how the ship is shaping up. Those small thrusters on the top, I'm not quite sure how that's gonna work. You know, it's got, they're not done, so I just got to finish them up and give them the chance that they need to do it, so to do their job. All right, so let's take it back over by the base. Looks like we need some lateral thrusters added. But the thrusters that are in place, the large thruster that you see jetting out the side there, those would probably stay, and I would probably just supplement and add a few more of the smaller thrusters I'm not too sure about. Whoa, a little over rotation. So I'm going to bring this over here. We're going to bring it up close to the station here. Actually, I'll probably bring it back over. And we'll bring it in. Because we're going to need to transition. I'm going to need to transition it quite a bit. Let's see, that's only 2 thrusters. So I think once the rest of them get online, I think it'll be okay. Alright, so I'm backing in slowly. Check the other side. Oh! Alright, we'll stop there. I don't need to burn off all those solar panels we just made. Alright, so this is where we're at with the Kestrel. I mean, she's coming along pretty good. Still got a little bit of work to do. I mean, like I said, I want to get the drone facility online. Gonna need some more chairs. I got this one back here just so I could charge while I was working. A lot of grinding, a lot of welding, a lot more grinding. So, yeah, I think there's some updates coming in the future for space engineers that are really going to change the way I'm going to do the interior of the ship. So I'm not doing a lot of decorative stuff. The stuff they're doing with medieval engineers is really going to change the way we design ships and space engineers. So I don't want to go too overboard with things in regards to that. Just keeping my fingers crossed kind of thing. So let's take one of these guys and park it up where it's supposed to be. Take a look here, see how this looks. Kind of think it'd be cooler if it was parked the other way, but that's not close to how you would be getting into the ship. So you'd think you'd want the cockpit as close to that airlock as possible. So let's say his landing gear in that corner there. And we put the other guys in the same spot, and that should be good. Come on now. Where's the reticle? Whoa, Havoc, wrong button. His dampeners were off though, the way it was flying. It was pretty agile compared to his brother. Okay. Yeah, they both fit nicely on here. Having those lines painted on the deck really does help. I'm going to probably do the same thing internally as well. Just a little bit of guidelines on where you're at inside the ship. Because without some type of reference point, Alright, parked. Generators on. Okay, and then we're going to turn your generators off as well. That's weird. I don't remember that being exposed before. Okay. Oh, that's right. It was exposed because we tried putting the guns on it. So, alright, there they are. They're sitting all nice and pretty on the back of the ship. Yeah, those things look wicked on there like that. We could put another one right there, actually. Maybe a larger variant that actually does have guns on it. Park him right here on the on this part of the ship. So, alright, so that's where we're at with Kestrel. She's coming along well. I think I got my jetpack turned on just in time on that one. We got a bunch of components over here should be cooking up. Let's see here. I need more of those. I'm going to say about 300 more. Actually, I'm going to go with 5 just to be sure. Bulletproof glass. Ooh, gold and platinum we're going to need. Looks like we're going to need a mining run here soon. Steel plates. We got some steel plates finally made. Bulletproof glass we're short on. Which I need a lot for all of those windows I just put in. Let's see how much glass we have. Just that, yeah, just that small stack. So we'll go back to production. We go with 1,000 of those, and we might have enough silicone up above. It could be saying red, and there's ore elsewhere. It's just not in the assembler because I pull it all out. So we'll go ahead and let that run its course and see what happens. So yeah, tell me what you guys think of the refitting of the Kestrel. Actually, I think I'm gonna move those antennas to like right here because this didn't exist before I overhauled the ship. This was all sloped armor before. I think it'll look cleaner if that was there. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Whoa! Forgot those radio components are hefty things. Let's go with the smaller ones. I don't think it needs that massive radio antenna look on it. That is not the one I thought it was. Large ship medium antenna. That's the one we thought it was. Yeah, I like that one better. And we'll rotate it the same way it was on over there. Okay. Okay, so I need to be careful that I don't lose all those components, so we're gonna grab the Scorpion. We're gonna have him grind it down so he doesn't lose all the parts. Come on now, any day, buddy. Alright. Switch over to welders. There we go, online. Which is hilarious. I turned all those container things on and... okay. I literally was trying to figure out which container. I moved all our stuff into one container and I couldn't figure out which one because we had so many containers on that ship. So I was like, show on HUD. And it would show on HUD. So I went out here, I ground down both antennas, put them back up to full strength, and they still would not show on HUD. Good times. Alright, so did I put on the first block or the second block? Oh, it looks so tiny over there. Might end up moving it, and I'm not sure if that's where that needs to be. It looks so small now. I think I'm gonna put it right here instead. I'm just gonna put one right here. Let's see, was this one? Large, medium, yeah. Oh, I already had it on my toolbar. What was I doing? You need steel plates for that. Alright. Yeah, guys, let me know in the comments how I did. You know, I still got to get my drone facility online, so you guys can ridicule me or grill me over that. You know, there's a few little minor things I want to get online still, but for the most part, I think the Kestrel is pretty well off. I mean, you just saw me fly around the asteroid pretty effortlessly. Wow. Okay. So, you know, I still got to get these other thrusters online, and once we get to that point, I think this ship is really going to shape up well. Oh, come on, Havoc, get this done. And we're definitely going to be able to take on pretty much anything we want, sortie-wise. Yeah, we'll just be able to literally just fly out and be like, okay, military transport, no problem. Oh, speaking of, military escort right there. Yeah, I want to be able to just go out and do what we want. I don't want to have to look at that and go, oh, it's got guns, never mind. I like to look at that and go, that's got a lot of steel plates. Let's go grab that. Those military ships are all heavy armor. That is a lot of resources right there just sitting there. That's days and days of mining to create that many steel plates. So we want to start grabbing those. It's a more energetic and exhilarating way to get resources, in my opinion. Alright, so we're going to come in here, we're going to check on our supercharged thruster additions, components. See how many of those we got made, and then we are going to get some more of those thrusters done on that ship. So inventory, hide empty. So I made it to 275. So let's go to production. Oh, it finished them and is into the finished the glass as well. Outstanding. So I did have enough of everything I needed. Looks like we need to balance the Scorpion reactors a touch. Yeah, it looks like they're all out. Where did all that uranium go on? Okay. That's something I have to look at after we uncouple. So we need a ton of reactor components to, that should be enough right there just to finish that other reactor. And let's see, let's grab as much of this glass as we can carry, which ended up being all of it pretty much. Okay, there's the rest of it. Okay, so let's decouple. Helps if I hit the right button. And we need to straighten out this reactor problem. So inventory, reactor. Actually, we could just hit that button. Yeah, all our reactors are like dead. Let's see, let's go to our cargo container. What's up with that? Well, that could add to that problem quite a bit now, wouldn't it? So we need some uranium. I think there's a couple thousand in this, right? There was? Oh, there it is. So we're going to take and put, I don't know, how's 20 sounds? And then we'll put it in this system here and let it, hopefully it'll trickle through to the reactors. There it goes. So all the reactors are now getting trickle fed, hopefully. It's not all going to one reactor. So let's go in here, inventory, go to power systems. Yeah, they're all getting some now, except for this guy, which that could be our kicker. The little jumpstart one that we have. That's not tied into the system. I think it's on this side. Okay, I thought he was on that side. No, it's right here. This guy right here. He's probably the one with 3. Yeah. So he's not tied into the system, so he doesn't get uranium like the rest of them. So, alright, so, alright, let's go get a little bit of welding done. Let's see if we can get these glass windows here welded up. There we go. Let's get the ones across the front welded up. Oh, I did not add girders. So I'm going to be short supplies for that because I didn't grab girders. So how about thrusters? Can we get some more thrusters online? That we can. Alright. How about a door? No, because we didn't grab any of those components. Alright, so we try to get these online, and then we're going to head below and get the thrusters online below. I want to make sure to try to get an even amount welded up. I don't want to put them all in one spot and then not be able to stop the other direction. Alright, swinging across. Alright, so now let's work on trying to get all of them done. And we're out of components. Okay, so probably out of thruster components, not the supercharger components. Just guessing. Let's turn our HUD back on. Yeah, out of thruster components. So I'm gonna go ahead and go try the front ones that we didn't weld, because those might have already had thruster components added. So I'm gonna add thrusters there as well. Those were thrusters sticking out of the ship, and I didn't like those too much. It's okay when they're in the slope of the ship or the massive thrusters. I think that's okay, but alright, cool. So we got another one online there. But yeah, I liked these ones because they're so much more, I don't know, they look like they belong there more. So yeah, I think as the game progresses and more mod stuff come out, I'd probably replace these with something else. Cause they just, yeah, they jet out too much. If they were recessed like that, wouldn't be too bad. So, alright, we're gonna go ahead and leave off here. The Kestrel, let me know what you guys think. How am I getting along with this? I mean, this project's shaping up pretty good, I think. Can go in and turn those all off. Yeah, I think getting the drone system online is going to be pretty cool. OK button. I need to go through and get all the naming conventions online and all that fun stuff. Hey, that's better. Oops, not what I intended to do. So let's see how it flies. Probably burned off those solar panels. I didn't even think about it. Okay, no, they're still intact. So upward motion is still kind of on the sluggish side. Let's see how well we stop. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. How about downward? Yeah, that's all right. I mean, we still have a few more to add. There's plenty of room on the top deck to add them because they don't protrude into the car anywhere inside the hull. So, but we still have 4 or 5 more to weld up, and we could make more. We can have a whole nother row on this top section here, right in front of the fighters, or in front of the shuttles, I should say. We can have another row of them there. So there's more room. Same on the bottom. I didn't put very many on the bottom. So a lot of room for improvement on this ship. Very agile ship. I'm liking it. I'm really liking those shuttles on there as well. Those are awesome. Okay, let's bring this over here. And let's line it up where we were putting the foot at before. So that way we don't have anything to burn off. Rolling the wrong way. Let's see if I can get a decent shot of... There we go. That's a pretty good shot right there. I think that's pretty close to how I want to dock this ship anyway. As far as location-wise, I think that's kind of where I want it to go anyway. Whoa. Let's take it up. Oh yeah, upward motion, that's a lot better than I thought it was. Alright, we're gonna park it there. Let's go run to the back, see how close we got. Oh wow, look at that. The deck right out the back. Ooh. Don't think I could have got any closer. Look at that. Oh, well done, Havoc. Nice parking. You know what we need to do is we put some interior lights on this thing. I think it'd be an awesome job if they did this in the game, to where you could put a light on that face. I think that's the kind of stuff that'll be coming with the modifications from medieval engineers. I think those are the kind of things we can expect to look forward to, that we'll be able to... in medieval engineers, you would hold down shift and that light would know that there's a face right there and would rest there. That's the kind of stuff I'm waiting for and hope is going to be coming to the game. So, alright guys, the Kestrel, let me know what you guys think. Make some comments. Let me know where you think I went off of the rails on this, or if it's the right direction. So, I need to cut those off still. So that's it for now. I'm going to wrap up here. It's Havoc. Have fun and keep gaming.